Right. Listening to both of you and also thinking about my own context, I thought about what I've heard is that the Chinese character for crisis is opportunity and danger. So certainly for Spanish speaking churches, the initial experience with COVID pushed them right up against the lack of access to technology.
Mm.
And that, certain kinds of technology, most people have access to. Most people have access to WhatsApp and a smartphone, and some level of smartphone. But using technology in a church context was just not normal. Now, it was normal for second generation, for the young people, very normal. For them, it was, not the same kind of challenge. But for Spanish speaking immigrant pastors,
Right.
the initial reaction was horror. And then some
Mm.
three amazing things happened. The first thing that happened was that they did start using technology. And so now they do. Like the
Hmm.
diplomado, there were professional certificates and
Yeah,
online,
right.
an online program. We have 40 people taking it this time. It's like, yeah, they're using it now. The second thing that happened
Yeah.
was that not everybody had bandwidth to get a service on the technology that was
Hmm.
available to them. So what happened is that two or three families would gather
Yeah.
regularly in a house together. And so it just multiplied leaders like crazy because somebody out of those three families would become the leader. So suddenly you had like 20 times as many leaders in a congregation. So that was this amazing and wonderful thing that happened. And then the third thing that happened was there's this very ambivalent relationship. It's a relationship with a lot of tension between the immigrant generation and the subsequent generations. So we often say that our puentes, our bilingual, bicultural millennials, are at the margins of both the dominant culture churches or the English speaking churches and the Spanish speaking churches. They're at the margins of two different sets of churches. But suddenly they became important to their parents and grandparents because they could solve the
Huh.
technology
Interesting.
problems and their parents and grandparents couldn't. So
Yeah.
suddenly they went from being,
Yeah.
and that's what we try to do with puentes. Their identity becomes a vocation. Puente means bridge. So instead of being at the margins, they suddenly become central because they're needed as a bridge. So it
Hmm.
changed the relationship between generations in a number of churches, which also, then runs into the whole set of assumptions that people hold rigidly. So I'm not saying it's a smooth process.
Yeah.
I'm saying that it's a
Sure.
beautiful
Yeah.
struggle. It's a beautiful struggle.